Good everyone, my name is Graphics. If you look at the front of your screen, you will see a system of equation where equation 1 is giving us 2x plus 3y minus z equals to 4. Equation 2 is giving us 3x plus y plus 2z equals to 13. And equation 3 is giving us x plus 2y minus 5z equals to minus 11. And we are told to use the inverse method in order to find the variables, the unknown variables, that is x, y, and z. So what you do first of all when you encounter such a problem in matrix, you need to write this in augmented form, that is separating the coefficients from the variable. Now I will open this up. I'll make here to be this column to be my x, the other side will be my y, and this will be what? My z, right? So if you look at the first column here, the variable of x is giving us, for the equation 1, is giving us 2. For equation 2 is giving us 3. For equation 3 is giving us 1. That is, what is close to x is 1. Now we'll go to the other column here. We have for variable of y here, we have 3 for equation 1. For equation 2, we have 1 close to y. For equation 3, we have 2 close to y also here. Now, if you go for the third column, for equation 1, we have minus 1. Since there's minus in front of the z, we have minus 1. For equation 2, we have 2. For equation 3, we have minus 5, right? So these are the augmented form or the coefficient of those variables that you're seeing there. Now, close to it, we'll put your x, y, and z. And you might be surprised, why am I putting x, y, and z in front of it? Because when you multiply this, if you are familiar with your multiplication in 3 by 3 matrix, you understand what I'm trying to say here. So you put your variable x, y, and z, because when you want to multiply now, the first value here is 2, multiplied by the first value here is x, that will give us 2x. The second value here is 3, multiplied by the second value here will give it to be what? 3y. And the third value is minus 1, multiplied by the third value here is what? Minus z. Are you with me now? So in matrix, you use the row to multiply column. Now equals to, outside here, you now put in your constant, which is 4, 13, and minus 11. And this is what we have. This is the augmented form of that given matrix. Now what you do here is this. You can use any method in solving this. You can use Cramer's rule, you can use elimination method, solution method, whatever it is. But in this particular question here, we are told to use the inverse method in solving system of equation. So what I will do here is, I will name here to be this first matrix to be A, this second part to be B, and here to be what? C. So it means that AB is equals to C. Are we together now? Now, if I take A to the other side, because I'm looking for B, why is it B? Because what B is representing are unknowns. That is X, Y, Z, we don't know them. So if we know B, we will know the unknowns. Is that okay? So that means I'll make B the subject of the formula. So B will now be equals to, divide both sides by A. So B will give us what? C all over A, right? Now, if the A is coming up, the same thing as saying C times 1 over A. And for you to write the inverse of A like this, it will be what? A raised power minus 1. Are we there? So B is equals to what? A raised power minus 1 times C. Are we there? Now, to help us and assist us and to cut the long story short, we already know our inverse of A from our previous video. If you remember this particular matrix here from our previous video, we know what inverse of A is. Now, if you have not seen that previous video I'm talking about, you just click on this link that this arrow is pointing at the top right corner of the screen here, right? It will take you to where you will see how you can find the inverse of A. So from the previous video, we are given our inverse of A to be given as 1 over 28 scalar multiplying minus 9, 13, 7, 17, minus 9, minus 7, 5, minus 1, minus 7, right? This is the inverse of what? Of A. Now, if I substitute the value, we already know what B and C is. So putting all the value into equation 1, so my B is XYZ, right? Equals to, my inverse of A is what you can see on the screen, 1 over 28, scalar multiplying, minus 9, 13, 7, 17, minus 9, minus 7, 5, minus 1, minus 7. Then multiplying c, what is c? This is the value of c, 4, 13, and minus 11, right? Now we'll take the 1 over 28 outside to multiply everything inside the matrix, right? We'll call it scalar multiplication. Now if you multiply 1 over 28 times minus 9, we have minus 9 over 28. And if you multiply 1 over 28 times 13, you'll be having 13 all over 28. And if you multiply 1 over 28 times 7, you'll be having 7 over 28. And 7 over 28 is what? Is 1 all over 4. Because 7 can go to 28 4 times. Similarly, if you multiply 1 over 28 times 17, you'll be having 17 over 28. 1 over 28 times minus 9, be having minus 9 over 28, right? And 1 over 28 times 7 will give us what? Minus 7 over 28, which is saying minus 1 all over 4. And go to the next one. 1 over 28 times 5 will give us 5 over 28. 1 over 28 times minus 1 will give us minus 1 over 28. And 1 over 28 times minus 7 will give us minus 7 over 28, which is saying minus 1 all over 4. Alright, still multiplying 4, 13, and minus 11. I'll write them down. Now you use your knowledge in multiplication of matrix to multiply these two given matrices, right? So we have one column and 3 rows here, right? So this 3 by 1 matrix multiplying 3 by 3 matrix. Is that okay? So let's see how this will go. So you take the first row and you leave this. This is one column, you leave this column constant. So you'll be moving the rows. So if I take the first row and this first column here in the second matrix, I'll be having minus 9 all over 28 multiplied by 4. So when you multiply minus 9 over 28 times 4, the 4 here will equate the 28, will remain 7. So we'll be having minus 9 over 7 plus 13 over 28 times 13 will give us 169 over 28 plus we have 7 over 28 times minus 11 will give us what? That is 1 over 4 times minus 11 will give us what? Minus 11 all over 4, right? So that is for the first row. Now you go for the second row, we'll be having 17 over 28 times 4. The 4 will equal it to the 28, we'll be having 17 over 7. Minus 9 over 28 times 13, we'll be having minus 117 over 28. Minus 7 over 28 times minus 11, that is minus 1 over 4 times minus 11 will give us what? Plus 11 over 4. Are we there? Now we'll move forward. Go to the third row now. We have 5 over 28 times 4 will give us 20 over 28. Minus 1 over 28 times 13 will give us minus 13 over 28. Minus 1 over 4 times minus 11 will give us plus 11 all over what? All over 4. Now this is what we have, and you do the needful. By the time you do the summation of all these fractions together, you discover that my x is equals to 2, my y is equals to 1, and my z is equals to 3. Is that okay? So this is what we have. This is our what? The value of x, y, and z, right? And if you feel like you want to understand what I just did here, maybe you are having a problem, you can just hold on and let me just explain that to you. If I take the first row, I have minus 9 over 7 plus 169 over 28 minus 11 over 4. If you look for the LCM is 28. 7 28 is 4, 4 times minus 9 minus 36. 28 to 28 is 1, 1 times 169 is 169. 4 in 28 is 7. 7 times 11 is 77, so we have minus 77. So minus 36 plus 169 minus 77 will give us 56 all over 28, and that will give us 2. That is for my x. Then if I go for the other y here, if I write out 17 over 7 minus 117 over 28 plus 11 all over 4, I'll look for the LCM. The LCM is still 28. 7 in 28 is 4, 4 times 17 is 68. 28 to 28 is 1, 1 times 117 is 117. 4 in 28 is 7. 7 times 11 is what? 77. By the time you say 68 minus 117 plus 77, we'll be having 28. And 28 over 28 is given as what? Is given as 1. Right? So if I go for the third one, I have 20 over 28 minus, because plus times minus is minus 13 over 28 plus 11 over 4. The LCM is what? 28. So 28 is 1. 1 times 20 is 20. 28 is 1. 1 times 13 is 13. And 4 in 28 is 7. 7 times 11 is 77. So by the time you do 20 minus 13 plus 77, you'll be having 84. And 84 over 28 is given as what? 3. So my value for my y for the third row is what? 3. So since there's equal sign between, so x is equals to, s in the first row, first column is equals to 2 in the first row, first column. Y in the second row, first column is equals to 1 in the second row, first column in the other side. And z in the third row, first column is the same thing as saying 3 in the third row, first column. So if you have found this video helpful, and if you want to check if your answer is correct, also you can just come here and put in your value of x, y, and z. So if I put this in my equation 1, I put the value of x, y, and z, I'll be having 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 3 times 1, which is 3, minus what? 3, and all will give us what? 4. You can see that it is correct. So if you have found this helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.